Hey, this is CJ Couch. Welcome to Couch Talk.
Couch. C. Cow. Cow. C-O.
Oh, keep spelling, mister.
C-O-U-C-H.
Correct.
I am the smartest man alive!
Alrighty, everybody, here we go. It is Wednesday evening, December the 5th, 2018. Episode number 285 is with YouTube Matt. That's right, YouTube Matt. He is anonymous. We are not giving away his name. He works for a station of television, a television station. And, you know, maybe he said some things that, or he didn't say anything that could get him fired but what if he did, you know? So he's anonymous. He'll be back on in the future. He is a listener just like you. He found me on the YouTube, reached out to me as I, for whatever reason, gave out my fucking cell phone number. So I gave out my cell phone number. He hits me up, and I honestly was like, this is not an actual listener. This is just one of my friends fucking with me. But luckily I was wrong. Matt is a super cool person. Talked to him on Skype the other night for about an hour and just talked to him for another hour. And it was just a great episode. He'll be coming on in the future, and he's going to remain anonymous because we do not want him to get fired. But anyways, episode number 284 is out yesterday. Episode 283 was out on Monday. That's right, 3 guest episodes in a row. We are fucking on fire right now. Episode 283 is one of the greatest of all time. Fuse the Illest joins me all the way from the state of Washington. He is traveling the country. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be in their documentary. It was just a great fucking time. And episode 284 was with my ex-girlfriend, Zoe. She's my ex-girlfriend. How could you not want to listen to that? It's fucking hilarious. She even says the N-word. So if you didn't want to listen because she's my ex, listen to hear some white person say the N-word. It's not as racist as it sounds. It's actually more racist. But anyways, special thanks to Bluff God for making the intro song and the outro song as always. And without further ado, let's hop into episode number 285, baby. Alrighty, everybody, here we go. It is Wednesday, December the 5th, 2018, episode number 285, and I've got a very special person via Skype. His name today is going to be YouTube Matt, and every time that he comes on the show for the rest of forever will be YouTube Matt. Say hello, YouTube Matt.
Hey, CJ, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. Just to get the listeners briefed on the situation, and then we'll just hop into the conversation as I like to do. How are you here right now? How'd you get here?
Okay, well, you have that fucking Trump cup.
Yeah, dude.
And somehow,
unbelievable.
something I was watching led me to your video where you talk about the Trump cup. And I'm watching this, and I'm waiting for and I have to admit, I was waiting for I love Trump so much that I use a Trump cup as an ashtray.
Is this on Instagram or YouTube?
This was on YouTube.
Okay.
Thus the name YouTube Matt. I don't Instagram.
Yes.
But yeah, something I was watching led me there, and I'm watching this, and as we've talked about, as somebody who works in multimedia, I'm like, this guy's a wallpaper guy, yet he's really good.
Oh, thank you.
I kind of want to give him, not that I'm, a huge expert by any means, especially when it comes to podcasting, but
it's your profession as media.
Yes, and especially with promotion and marketing. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I think I could offer this guy a few tips, but I'm like, well, I guess I could shoot him an email at some point. And then another video you did, because I would watch your YouTube stuff, and you actually gave out your phone number for some reason. And I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to give this guy a text.
Yeah, dude, I don't give a fuck. I'll do it. I'll put my number. I've done it before. I'll do it again.
And so I shot you a text, and at first tell everyone what you thought it was.
I mean, I thought it was someone probably fucking with me. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to think. What did I think it was? I thought it was someone fucking with me, honestly.
Yeah, that's what you said. You said, come on, this is one of my friends.
Yeah, this is my friend.
I'm somebody who watched your YouTube video, and you gave out your number, and I'm like, screw it. I'm going to text this guy and give him and say, hey, I like your shit. And, let's, I got some couple of pieces of advice to offer for you. And so finally last week we connected and had a cool chat, and you're like, do you want to do the podcast? I'm like, sure. So here we are.
Yeah, exactly. And what was not crazy about it, and I appreciate the sentiment reaching out to me and everything, that's why I did it, I honestly feel like if you find my podcast, like the chances of like I guess I don't know, like the chances of you being weird if you're gonna reach out to me are like pretty slim. Like I'm cool with it. You know what I mean? Like I've never understood the like wanting to be inaccessible to people who find your shit. You know? Like why do you want them to? And I guess there is this air of like you can't get in touch with me, so you have to listen type thinking. But I don't think like that at all. Like I'd rather know who I'm listening to and be able to talk to them.
Well, I think that's the cool thing about, podcasts and the web and, the fact that, a lot of people who might not otherwise have an outlet without a podcast or YouTube or something, they're able to create a niche community for themselves, and it's really cool. And, you're absolutely right, because what's the worst thing that would happen is you have to call your cell carrier or go online with tech support and block somebody's phone number. It's not like 1960 where you would actually have to call the phone company and change your phone number.
Oh yeah, for real.
So it's there is some risk obviously with anything online, but I think in terms of, for the most part, it's low risk, high reward. So.
I mean, at the end of the day, like when you're thinking about someone who listens to whatever it is you do, rap, whatever, make music, make videos, whatever media you're into, the people that you think are into your shit, what kind of person are you if you're thinking like they're fucking weird and psychos? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's like cautionary thinking is better be safe than sorry,
like
whatever.
Brad Pitt going, the people who go to my movies are a bunch of fucktards.
Did he say that? Did he say that?
No, he didn't.
Okay, I honestly I could
but
see.
That would be, but what if he did say that? I mean, that would make no sense.
I feel like Johnny Depp might have said that before.
Okay.
I don't think so. I'm probably wrong, but like he seems like I know he said it. I just don't know if he said it in public,
Well, there's some people who are artists, and I've dealt with some of these people before who are so self-critical, and it's never good enough, and I suck, and I'm always and the show is gonna get canceled, and I'm gonna fail, and that's just a mentality some people have. They go into performing as a hope to boost their self-esteem, and it turns out making them even more self-conscious, which is interesting.
Well, yeah, I think it's impossible to boost your self-esteem when like whatever you are pursuing is like a judgment. And what is it? It's like I can't think of this right now. It's subjective. That's what it is.
Exactly.
It's fucking subjective. Like what you're doing is subjective. So no matter what you do, no matter how great it is, people are going to hate it. Some people. Like, people hate Leonardo DiCaprio. I like him, but I know there's people who hate him, and he's trying his best. You know what I mean? I'm sure he's so fucking insecure, because when people are telling you shit, as many models as he's fucked, whatever, when you get all these comments, whatever, if he even reads them, I'm sure he really does, though. Everyone fucking does. Whatever they say, oh, I don't read shit. Yeah, fucking right. You do. They're like, they're still getting called all the hateful shit, and that's what sticks with you, That's really all that actually sticks with you when you're thinking about what you're creating, is how many people have said you suck. Like, when I'm doing this, I'm not thinking how YouTube Matt likes my shit. I'm thinking, like, I suck, and I need to do this as good as possible. You know what I mean? And that's not good. I don't think that's, like, a good way to think. I'm trying to get better with that.
Well, there are some people who I've worked with that went to school and studied this for years and don't have half the talent you have. Talking extemporaneously about whatever is not for everyone, and I've seen that with particularly people that I've seen that are used to being scripted. I remember there was a situation where somebody who's used to working off a script was doing an overnight call-in show. And this person it was so awkward, like you wanted to turn off the radio, but you couldn't because it was just so awkward. It was hilarious. So, and I want to go back to something you were talking about before about art, and it reminded me of something, and it is subjective because you listen to the intro of your show, which is, I knew immediately what it was, where you have Adam Sandler and Happy Gilmore spelling the word couch.
It's Billy Madison. I also said Happy Gilmore, though. You're good.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Billy Madison.
I said the same
much.
fucking thing to Bluff God. I was like, dude, that Happy Gilmore quote. And he's like, it's actually Billy Madison, but whatever. So I feel you.
I was watching a documentary about Roger Ebert. They didn't show him.
I don't know who that is. Ebert and Roper?
Yeah, well, Siskel and Ebert, then Ebert and Roper, but they were reviewing various movies, and I thought of a movie like Billy Madison, where they both panned the movie as, you know, it's juvenile, but it's not for a critic's audience. It's a movie to be light and funny and goofy, and so there's an audience that wants that. They're not, you know, looking for the film noir version of Billy Madison. They just want to watch something to make them laugh and be light. And so, yeah, you're a critic and you're looking for all this, these various nuances and things. And you can't compare a movie like Gone with the Wind and Billy Madison. They're not in the same category.
Exactly. And honestly, I'd rather watch Billy Madison. And that's the fucking thing. Like, I tell people, like, I get this all the time. I'm not going to name people, but it's like, they're like, your podcast, that like, I'll be like, I just did a 3-hour long episode. And they're like, you did a 3-hour long episode? No one's going to listen to that. Like, why would it be that long? No one would listen to that. And it's like, you do know that Joe Rogan and Bert Kreischer, these people with huge podcasts, Joe just did a 4-hour episode. He does at least one of those a month. They're all at least 2.5. It's like, people and the whole topic thing, when I'm talking to these people trying to get them on, they're like, what are we going to talk about with no topic? You don't have a topic? Like, I tell people I have a podcast, they're like, what's it about? And I'm like, it's nothing, it's just a conversation. And you can tell they want to tell me, like, that's not going to work. And it's like, yeah, for your bitch ass, because you don't listen to the podcast. Like, you're not that type of person for that audience. You know what I mean? But you know who is? A shitload of people. Joe Rogan is killing it. And if you asked him what is his podcast about, he would tell you he has no fucking idea. And no one knows what his podcast is about. It's not about fucking anything.
Some of the best people in history of broadcasting have worked exclusively without a script. I mean, even going back to the late 50s, like Jack Paar, it was controversial conversation. You never knew what was going to happen. And that's what's cool about what you do and what a lot of podcasters do. And it's just like, let's just throw some mud at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah, well, it's all luck too. Like, I mean, not luck, it's practice. I fucking, like those people you were talking about who they weren't good, that guy on the phone and everything, like, that's not what he does, you know what I mean? Like, if I went into his world and I had to act out, honestly, I wouldn't do script acting. It's just not what I would want to do. So if I did, though, I would look like shit and he would shine, or she, whoever. But they come into my realm of just, I've practiced this, dude. Like, I pride myself in I don't have notes. You know what I mean? Like, that's my thing. So it's like something that I've gotten better at. You caught it at the right time. You know what I mean? If you found this, if I would have been, which I'm glad I wasn't doing YouTube videos. I wish I was in hindsight, maybe so I could be better at them. But like, if I was doing YouTube videos from the very start and you found it, you'd be like, this kid sucks for a fact. You know, like I was not good. And I still don't feel like I'm all the way there. I feel great doing it. Don't get me wrong. I know I'm in the zone with it.
You know what, though? Watch the first episode or the 5th episode of any successful show.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it's a comedy or whatever. And it sucks. Watch the first season of The Simpsons. It's not like the 7th season of The Simpsons.
Oh,
like,
yeah, man.
They were like crude drawings, and Homer sounded kind of weird, and it was so it's an evolution process. Some people can evolve, and some people can't. Fortunately for you, you've been able to evolve, which is cool. But I'm tired of kissing your ass.
Thank you. So last time we talked, George Bush died, the old one.
The old one. Well, the first Bush 41.
Yeah, 4-1. Today at work, I'm not trying to, like, I don't give a fuck, dude. First of all, the Bush family, the dad's was funding Nazis and a banker, and just fuck him, dude. Like, fuck that. Like,
well,
Bush,
he also was director of the CIA when the U.S. trained the Mujahideen.
And cocaine.
So.
He's basically a cocaine kingpin. And fucking, like, the fact that George Bush was the pilot of an airplane with 4 other people in it, and in the middle of the flight when they're taking ground fire, without telling anybody, he just ejects. This is all court shit. This is in military court. He just ejects, fucks all them over. There's testifying there's another plane behind them that saw the whole thing. All those dudes are dead. And he's some military hero because he survived an airplane crash. That's the spin on it. And they're making all this out like today. My dad and me were watching this video, and I was about to tell him what I just said on here, and he was mad that I was talking during the video. And then George Bush is doing his it's not a monologue, but you know what I mean? He's talking about his dad, and my dad gets emotional about it, and like I get it, you know, it humanized him, but there's all this like propaganda around it. Like, did you see whatever that old motherfucker was that like was in a wheelchair and he stood up to salute George Bush? Like, you're standing up to salute the guy.
Bob Dole.
Yeah, Bob Dole. You're fucking standing up to salute the guy that basically is in charge of bringing all the cocaine into here. Let's say that's not true. Let's just say that's not true. Trained the Mujah Dinky, that's my dog, trains terrorist, starts a shitty war. Like, what the fuck? Like, this is your guy?
Well, to be fair, I mean, the Persian Gulf War was probably one of the cleanest wars in history.
Why?
Why do we have to do it? It was concluded in, I don't know what, I don't know the exact number, but it was a very short war in 1991.
But why did we do it?
Because Saddam Hussein had went into Kuwait.
Right.
And unfortunately, I think that set the propellers into motion for Junior and also Dick Cheney to finish the job and give Halliburton a huge contract. I
agree.
Dick Cheney cleaned up big time with the Iraq War.
Yeah,
and he's
still got no big contracts. The thing
do you remember, just as an aside, do you remember when in 2009 when Dick Cheney and Bush left Washington when the Obamas took office and Cheney was in the wheelchair? Didn't he look like the Penguin from Batman with the cane and the hat on?
He just looks like the Penguin from Batman normally, dude. He looks like a fucking evil piece of shit. Did you see him on Who Is America?
No. I do remember a profile they did where they went back to his high school in Casper, Wyoming, the only town whiter than the Ghost.
Yeah, God damn.
They went back to his high school where he was captain of the football team, and he married his high school sweetheart, and that shit so does not work on me.
Exactly. That's all bullshit,
Stop
dude.
trying to humanize this corporate fat cat fucktard.
That's what I'm saying about all this. They just, like, it's all this, like, humanizing of these people. Like, I'm not even like super big into conspiracy theories. I don't even know what to fucking believe anymore. Like, when is it gonna be that a president is allowed to be a piece of shit? How much shitty shit? Like, how much of a piece of shit can you be and still get praised?
Well, I think the current one, Orange Hitler, Adolf Twitler, or Cheetolini, whatever you want to call him.
I think Trump is fitting. It's a fucking hilarious name. Your name is Trump. Like, it sounds like a douchebag.
Well, his father's birth name actually was Trumpf with an F at the end, and they took the F off. They said F you to the F, and they became the Trumps.
How fitting. That dude's a piece of work.
The whole thing with him, though, is that these lackeys who just lap up everything he says, you know, I'm going to call it the 35% of this country.
Mm-hmm.
He's a genius businessman. He's such a genius. He figured out how to make a casino go bankrupt. How the fuck do you make a casino go bankrupt?
You do not launder money.
How does that happen?
You got to launder money through a casino. It's the number one rule.
His father, in order to keep it afloat, bought $10 million worth of chips and never cashed them in.
What?
Trump's father, Fred Trump.
Oh, yeah. That's how he got the 10 mil.
Mm-hmm. That's how he kept it afloat as long as he did, but he still ran it into the ground. Great businessman.
He's going to win again. I mean, I hate to break it to you. He's going to win again, dude. For sure. I don't think he should, but he will for sure.
I don't know if he's gonna make it that far, and I don't think.
You don't know if he's gonna make it that far?
All right. Well, do you want to make a friendly bet now?
Yeah, please. Which, by the way, before you do this, Couchstradamus, the day he was inaugurated, not even the day he was inaugurated, the day he was elected, predicted June 14th, 2019. So, of impeachment. So I'm not saying it won't happen. It's possible. Don't get me wrong. I just think as where we are sitting right now, he's bulletproof, dude.
He could be. I'm interested to see what happens. I'm going to make my assessment after the Mueller investigation is completed.
Like, he's taking shots, though. You know what I mean? Like, these are real shots. But for whatever reason, he just fucking keeps walking right through them, dude. It's almost inspiring. It's like, Jesus.
Here's how he could lose. The same way that we were just talking about Bush Sr. lost in 92. If an independent candidate, is a Republican classic, if you want to call it, somebody like Mitt Romney runs again as a third-party candidate.
Anybody who's reasonable.
And he siphons off votes from people who would have otherwise voted for Trump. I think the Democrats could win. I also think we have yet to see who they're going to run. I don't want them to run Hillary. And there's talk of that already. That scares me. I'm sorry.
So stupid.
You're a lovely grandmother of two.
No, she's not.
Grandmother. Your time is come and gone. You and your husband go out to pasture. Go hang out with Jimmy and Rosalind Carter, and just stay out of it.
Hillary Clinton is not a nice grandmother, dude.
I don't know. I'm not there with her grandkids.
I am. I fucked one of her grandchildren, and honestly, all I heard was bad things about her.
Her grandchildren are like under the age of 6.
Exactly. I'm just kidding. Wait, Chelsea is her actual daughter?
She has one daughter, and they.
So
have kids.
Chelsea's not her granddaughter.
That's her daughter.
Oh, I fucked Chelsea.
No, you fucked Chelsea. Okay.
Chelsea Clinton.
Yeah.
That's how we're gonna get big. This is the new rumor we're starting on Couch Talk. Everybody tag Chelsea Clinton.
And I banged the 2 Bush daughters.
Exactly, dude. In the tub.
Barbara Bush Jr. is a freak in bed. I have to tell you.
I'm sure, dude. You fucked her to death. Do you think? How much longer do you think these Bushes though?
If the Democrats can run a candidate that can electrify the base, kind of like Obama did in 2008, I think they've got a very good shot at winning. But we'll have to see. It also doesn't help that foreign governments interfere with our elections.
But like, they do though. It's like that's how it goes. It's what we do. It's what everyone does. Like, the fact that anybody got their mind changed over some social media astroturfing is a bunch of fucking idiots, and that's basically what I hate the most about this country, is that you can make up a bunch of fake shit, and next thing you know, you've got Donald Trump as president.
Mm-hmm. And the next thing you know, you've got people believing that you slept with Chelsea Clinton. So
that's the beauty of it. There's 2 sides to every coin, and this coin we're gonna land on Chelsea Clinton giving me head, because I just feel like that's what happened, dude. It was actually not 19 anything. I would have been too young then. I would have been 7. So it's like 2 years ago, dude. She was at the Jack's Beach Bars. I didn't even know it was her. Told her I had a podcast. It was right when I first started. I tried to get her on. She's like, "You don't understand. I cannot be recorded." And I was like,
"I cannot be recorded, and the Secret Service don't want to sit through me sitting through your podcast."
Exactly.
So instead, they just waited outside the door. Okay, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
I got it.
Yeah. So everybody tag Chelsea Clinton and just comment on all of her photos for the rest of forever and say, "Is it true that you fucked at CJ Couch Talk?" And here's my disclaimer: I didn't. I don't even know her. Mm-hmm. But I bet if I really tried. How do you think she's easy to get, Chelsea Clinton? Do you think she's into guys?
I don't know. I mean, she's married.
So
I don't know. I've never really thought about.
Honestly,
really,
I think the fact that she's married gives me more of a chance.
No, I've always been more of an Amy Carter man myself.
I've never seen her before. Should I Google it?
I don't even know. I think she was young when she was in the White House. She's in like her 50s now. I mean, her dad's like 90s. So.
I almost guarantee you she's hot. That's a cool name, Amy Carter. Google images. What a beautiful place we live in time-wise, where I can just press Amy Carter.
Where you can look here. Let me look this up too here, as long as we're.
Oh wow, dude. Wow, not hot.
Yeah, that's what I was figuring. You wanna see not hot? Look up Marilyn Quayle.
Well, she's a duck. Okay, Marilyn MARILYNQ.
You'll ask yourself if Dan met her at a Halloween party.
Here we go. Marilyn Quayle. Oh man, who is this bitch?
That was Dan Quayle's wife. He was George Bush's vice president.
So you were alive. I was just a newborn at the end of the Bush.
When was your what month are you born in?
August. I'm talking.
Okay.
I was born and I had 1 month to learn everything and vote. 2 months. 3 months.
Yes, you did. Yeah, I remember that election. It was a big deal. I remember being in like the first or second grade and parading to like the main common area, and they had a TV on and watching Bill Clinton's first inauguration.
What's it like
George
up there?
Bush what's that?
What's it like up there politically? Because down here it's Trump country, baby.
New York is a very blue state.
Yeah, but
However,
I feel like Buffalo's
where
different.
I live, it's the city of Buffalo is very liberal, and then as you get out to the suburbs and then out into the more rural areas, it becomes more red.
Is that because in these city areas you have people interacting with other people constantly, so there's more of this quote unquote, everybody's together, man, we're liberals, let's all be together, man, and then you get away from people and you're like, man, I'm fending for myself, I ain't paying fucking taxes, man, I'm out here fucking talking like this.
There's some of that. There's also a lot of people of wealth who still subscribe to the 1970s version of the Republican Party, even though that's long gone.
Which is what?
Which is basically low taxes, less government intervention, but maybe socially they're more liberal, but they still vote Republican. And then don't forget, too, in New York State. I mean, I live in the second largest city in New York State that has about 275,000 people. And the largest city in New York State is obviously New York City, which has like 5 billion people.
Yeah. You only have 275,000 miserable people in Buffalo?
Limits, if you count the metropolitan area, which would include the immediate suburbs and 2 counties, and about 1.2 million people.
So how many of those people do you think hate their life?
Hate their life?
Do you think there's more up there than there are down here?
I'll tell you, probably some of the friendliest people you'll ever meet.
I guarantee
are in this area.
I guarantee it.
However, when it gets to like February,
mm-hmm.
and everything has been gray and cold and icy, and you've cleaned your car off like 100 times, you start to get a little depressed. I'll be perfectly honest with you.
I can only imagine.
It's a much different. It's very cool to see the change of seasons.
Mm-hmm.
I think that fall is a great time. People are really in a good mood. People do their Halloween stuff outside, and apple picking and pumpkin carving and all that cool stuff.
Yeah.
Halloween, I'd say December through the end of March is usually it's a tough time. It's a tough time.
Yeah. See, like, I can't do it, dude. Like, it was fucking 40 degrees today and really windy, and I'm like, I can't. Like, I was in such a bad mood today, dude. And we get I played golf with a beautiful woman yesterday, and it was really nice out, and then it kind of got colder, but people always say, like, you don't get any weather change. You don't get to see the seasons change. The golf course looked fucking beautiful, dude. There's orange trees all over the place. Come on. We get to see it. It happens here. It gets fucking freezing here. I hate it.
You know what I love is when the South gets like an inch of snow and people are like slipping and falling and drivers are smashing into trees. I love that. That's hilarious.
Everyone gets a snowner, a snow boner, dude. Everyone's all snowed out, fucking, oh, dude, it rained an inch or it snowed an inch. I'm so used to fucking it not snowing, I just called it rain. Unbelievable. But yeah, it rained here in 1989.
It's where you grow up and it's what you're used to. I mean, The most snow I have seen in my life. I was a sophomore in high school, and we got 7 feet in 1 week.
What the fuck?
I'll have to send you the video. I have video because I was an amateur videographer back then, and I took a video of it. We had an entire winter delivered in 1 week. You know, it was like, what's that, 7 feet? Where do I sign? It was
did people die?
Insane. Like literally, the house I grew up in, we had a narrow pathway along the side of the house.
Mm-hmm.
It got to the point where I could not stack the snow anymore because I was too short to toss it on top of. It was insane. I definitely am gonna have to send you the video. That was the most I've seen. That one was rough.
Yeah, send me it.
There was one my freshman year of high school. Now this is everybody's nightmare. It was a Monday afternoon just before Thanksgiving. It was the Monday before Thanksgiving, and snowstorm rolled through in the afternoon just before drive time. Mm-hmm. Well, the schools didn't let out until their normal dismissal time. Well, the bus I was supposed to take to go home never came.
Fuck.
So we started walking to go get a city bus. Well, it was so windy.
You losers were still going to school, bro.
What's that?
You're catching a city bus to go to school, bro?
Yes, I was catching a city bus to go to school.
You weren't buying weed and alcohol and skipping school and fucking bitches, dude? You were 14. Come on. You might have been 15.
No, unfortunately. I was, I guess, what you'd call a late bloomer. But
yeah, if you're not fucking by 14,
there was a lot of fucking going on later in the story. So,
you think people fuck more up there? I don't think so, but do you?
Well, I'll tell you another story about the October surprise.
No.
The October
I'll remember October surprise. You finish the story.
The October surprise storm where we got snow that tore down tree limbs and thus knocked out power lines and people were without power. 9 months after that storm, there was a huge influx of babies being born.
That's how it
so
goes.
when you have no power and you're cold,
I
guess you go, oh, Jesus, all right, we read all our magazines. I guess we should just fuck now.
We read all the pornos. Let's enact them. That's fun. So what happened? You were 14. You're riding the city bus to school. You're not getting fucked up. You're not having underage sex. You're being like a good kid. I'm proud of you. You're taking the city bus.
Uh-huh.
Going to PS 118. Hey Arnold school.
No, I wasn't actually, but I was going to a school downtown. I was going to a vocational high school for electrical engineering, but that's a different story.
Oh, wow, anyway. You have vocational school in high school?
Mm-hmm.
Man, Buffalo's so cool, dude. We don't have nothing. We barely have shop class.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I was playing with electricity and zapping myself and getting shocked and electrical burns before I was 18. Yeah, it was really fun.
What kind of shock stuff are you doing? Like you and your friends are shocking each other's like balls and nipples?
No. Like you just accidentally like wire something wrong and then you get 120 volts.
Oh yeah, I shock myself a lot working with like cutting around light switches and stuff. Mm-hmm. I put the blade in there and it hits the side of it and just fucking. It feels real weird. Ugh.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I don't know. I used to get the teeth. Did you ever get it when you get zapped in your teeth?
Oh yeah.
Like a teeth chatter. Yeah, that was always that sensation lingers for a while.
And it feels like your teeth are like, I don't want to say thicker, but they feel like you can feel your teeth. Like I don't feel my teeth right now.
No, you feel like you notice they're there. It's because your gums are really sensitive.
Yeah, it's weird.
But long story short, the snowstorm actually made me have to sleep at school.
All of you people are sleeping at school? That's a parent's nightmare,
That was
dude.
a nightmare. That was a nightmare. I had soaking wet clothes because we tried to leave, and then we came back. And so I'm soaked. I have to sleep on a mat in the gym. And
Jesus.
There was no food because it was before Thanksgiving, so they didn't have a food shipment coming in until the following Monday. So
what the hell?
Had, like no food. They were rationing milk. It was rough. Thank God it was only for one night. But I actually had to sleep at school. That was pretty fucked up.
That's a cool experience, though. I mean, I've never done that.
It wasn't cool. Trust me, it wasn't cool.
Do you think some people made it cool though?
Yeah, some people did make it cool. I've heard of some. I never could quite look at the auditorium stage the same way after that because it had been soiled.
Had a bunch
by
of
some
fucking
people,
jizz.
but it wasn't even like, it was like people you would never want to imagine fucking.
That's always the people who fuck.
Mm-hmm.
It's always. So
Yeah,
if you could go back, knowing what you know now, you're stuck in that school. What are you doing differently? Even like maybe you can prepare for it. Maybe you know you're going to be stuck in the school, so you bring some weird shit in your backpack, some goldfish, whatever.
Some goldfish.
Famous cookies, Oreos, either one. Chips Ahoy. You have to have milk with Chips Ahoy though.
I would have had a dry change of clothes.
Smart.
I mean, for starters, because when you're wet and uncomfortable, that's something.
And then you're in high school, so you can't just be naked.
I think it was just such a long day, and I was a freshman, so I still knew. This is only 2 months into me coming, and don't forget, I'm coming into a city public school, so I didn't know that many people yet. So I don't know. I mean, it was just weird circumstances. Had it happened like my junior or senior year, it probably would have been more fun.
Oh yeah.
But because it was like 2 months into your freshman year, it wasn't probably as much fun. Plus, my brother was in high school at the time. He was in his senior year, so it was kind of one of those things. Like, mom's like, look out for your brother. Make sure you look after him. So I kind of just got paraded around with him and some of his senior friends. So
did you feel cool though?
Kind of, but everyone was just like, I want to go home.
I would have had fun, man. I wouldn't have wanted to go home. I would have been having fun.
Yeah, I think it's easy for you to say, but I don't know. You probably would have. I guess I was more reserved at that time, and maybe... You
know what? Maybe not. My school was an outdoor school, so we all would have had to, like... It would have been terrible.
You would have had to sleep outside.
Not outside, but, like... I don't understand how it could have worked, The teachers were there?
Some of them were.
You think any of them got dick down?
Any of them what?
Do you think any teachers, male or female, had sex that night with students, or intercourse between teachers?
No, because my high school was like high school you had to take a test to get into. So the teachers subsequently would always be the veteran teachers that only had a few years left on their before they were retiring. So they were all old. Mm-hmm. So I don't think any of them slept with students, because it would have been like sleeping with your granddaughter. And
you don't know a lot about old people, do you, Matt?
I'm
just kidding.
My grandparents have always seemed old, so I don't know in my lifetime if they ever had sex. So I don't know about old people that well.
I don't know if they had sex, but I can guarantee you both of them were masturbating, like right after you left.
There's a thought.
Yeah, it's just how it goes. What did you want to be in high school? Like, what did you see yourself?
When I was like 10 or 12, that I knew I wanted to work in broadcast media.
So basically, without giving away any specifics, what do you do on the daily?
I'm a promotion producer for a TV station, so I'm responsible for putting together most of our on-air promotion activities between programming. So I've also done some work with producing sporting events and talk shows and that kind of stuff. So
let's say I want to make Couch Talk into a TV show. How do I do that? Let's say I got it. I'm not talking about making a format, whatever. Let's say I've created a 30-minute show. How do I go about getting it on air, getting a time slot? How the fuck?
Well, right now you probably could get a show on public access if you really wanted one.
Yeah. You just pay for it?
You could probably do a very simple version of what you're doing now instead of, just position your mics differently so it's camera friendly.
Yeah, for fucking sure.
If you wanted a real show, I mean, there's a number of different things you could do. I mean, you could buy your own airtime.
How much is something like that? How does that work?
It would depend upon where you were buying the airtime. The higher rated the station, the more it's going to cost. It's the same reason why a commercial at 4 a.m. is cheaper than a commercial that's on during an NFL football game.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah. You could pitch your idea to, you'd probably want to start at the local level to a local station. and see if they wanted to buy it. You could produce a pilot and try to sell it to stations. There's a lot of different avenues to go, but I don't really think you even need to do that anymore.
No,
I mean,
you don't.
The thing you could do is just translate, maybe do some of these as YouTube exclusives or something like that. Maybe try to get out of the studio.
Fuck yeah.
Do some YouTube stuff. I mean, you've got the personality for it.
The video I just did is actually at my wallpaper store. It looks way fucking better.
Mm-hmm. But even just to get out with, get yourself a, I mean, you can use your iPhone or some other camera and a mic and go out and just talk to people.
That's a good idea, because I was very impressed with my fucking camera, dude. I shot my first episode. As I was telling you before this, I was downloading it, converting it to an MOV file, I guess, and it just didn't work, and then it just deleted, so I'm about to have to fucking do that again. But I was very, very happy with the quality and the way it looked, so I'm definitely might take you up on that. So tell me this. I'm making this show, I'm walking around. How do I have a microphone and a camera? Do I put the microphone and a mixer in my laptop in my fucking backpack?
Well, that's a very old school way to do it. I mean, if I were you, I mean, this is a financial investment, but if you're serious, I would get a DSLR camera. There's a microphone input on it, and then get yourself either a wired or a wireless handheld microphone.
So you're telling me that this entire fucking time I could have bought a camera that I plugged my microphone into?
Yes.
I'm gonna kill you, Matt.
Well, I've only been around for a couple of weeks, man.
I know. I already bought the camera. But it's only one, though. I was gonna buy some anyways. How much are those bad boys? Be real with me. You can break my heart. It's cool.
For a good one, you're probably looking at $1,000.
Jeez.
For a decent one or a used one, I would maybe even say go used with a good lens, maybe $500.
I can do that one. I can do the 1,000. I just don't want to. You know what I mean? That's kind of crazy.
Just whip out the MasterCard. You'll be all set.
Yeah. You know I don't have a credit card, right?
A credit line at Best Buy.
Let's talk about this for a second, because you seem like a rational person. I don't like credit. I don't believe in it.
That's very smart.
I don't believe in getting a credit card.
I've liked credit. Well, it's good to have some credit, but
that's what I'm saying. It's bullshit. It's a system. I don't like that. How about I have cash?
Why I bank at a credit union and not with a commercial bank?
Tell me the difference. I'm so ignorant.
The profit motive out of banking, but that's just me.
So tell me why I should. I'm switching banks because I hate my bank. It is BBVA Compass, and I hope they hear this because they suck. They are insufficient at being a bank. I fucking hate them, and I'm leaving. So why should I be at a credit union instead of Bank of America or Wells Fucko or whatever?
Wells Fucko. Well,
that was a new one, by the way. Thank you.
You get better interest rates at a credit union if you are going to take out a loan. You generally have fewer fees. You don't get the generally, if you've got to cancel a check, it's gonna be cheaper. And again, it's like a co-op, like a food co-op. There's no CEO who's giving himself a bonus off the back of the consumers. There's no financial motive. Now there are some certain things that are. I mean, there's not as many branches for credit unions.
Oh, yeah.
With a major bank, you find a branch all over the place. You may have to drive to the one branch if you have to do banking, but most banking you can do online. So
exactly.
I don't know. I would say give it a shot. If you hate it, I mean, you always change banks, but
yeah, there's a pretty big credit union here called ViStar, and that's what everyone uses. They're everywhere. I'll probably switch to that. There's one right down the street from my house. It's just I've been with BBVA since I was 16. We just had our 10-year anniversary, and it's like a fucking.
It's your 10-year anniversary. Which anniversary is that? What is 10 years? I think that's what Saran wrap. Is that what the 10-year anniversary is?
I don't know anything. What's that? Are you serious? You give someone Saran wrap?
25 is silver, 50 is gold. I think 10 is Saran wrap. 1 is paper.
I like that. I feel like.
No, I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. I'd get your money out of a commercial bank. That's just me.
Yeah, I don't like it at all. I'm very unhappy. Their ATMs, It's bullshit, basically. And then also today, dude, I can't believe I haven't. I guess there's no reason for me to have told this story, but today I'm driving to work, and I'm passing my bank, and it's on the right. There is no one.
And let me guess, the tellers were out giving you the finger?
No. A car, an old man in an Acura is driving through the parking lot. There is literally no other cars around. Like, I had just made it through, like, that yellow red light situation, so, like, everyone's behind me. So I'm driving by. I see him driving through the parking lot. He just doesn't stop at the stop sign, doesn't see me at all, just fucking completely pulls out. I've got to do some, like, really good fucking... Well, that was kind of weird. But and then I went and just looked at him and slammed my horn on. And he's, like, gets mad at me, which is fucking ridiculous, dude. Like, that is such an old man move to get mad at someone when you just did the dumbest old man shit. He's in a nice car. He felt like he didn't have to stop at the stop sign. He probably didn't see any cars because he's old as fuck, because there were none around. It was just me. I was in that lane. He pulls right fucking out. So thankfully, we pull up to a fucking red light, you know? Right after, too. So I just slammed on the horn. He's looking at me all mad. I give him the CJ Couch thumbs up. That's what I do to every driver. I give him the thumbs up. I'm like, you're awesome. Give him the thumbs up. He puts his window down, and he goes, what the fuck, kid? Or he didn't say kid, but he goes, what the fuck? Like, really aggressive, you know? Really aggressive. And you'll like this. He had a Trump sticker, of fucking course. So I was like, you just pulled out in front of me. I'm gonna honk my horn. I just had to fucking swerve out of the way. And he said, and then I gave him the thumbs up because I thought the light was about to turn green. And he said, which this is my line. He said, you are miserable. Which I love saying that to people. He said, you are miserable and you are what is wrong with this country. That's what he said to me.
Yes, indicating that someone has driven into your path of forward progress and then getting upset about it. Yes, that's wrong.
So I was furious.
And you should have just let him hit you. I mean, that's what you should have done. You should. Well, he's got to be here. I guess my car needs to.
I was going like
to
50.
Take some damage. And you know what? I'll pay for it myself.
Yeah, I was going 50. It probably would have hurt. So I was shocked. I was stunned. He used my line, and then he said that I was what was wrong with this country, which is fucking ridiculous. So I told him that he was just an old dick, and he was going to die soon, and that I am the future. That's what I say to basically every old person who is an asshole, that they're going to die soon. That's the way to hit them, dude, because honestly, it's true, and they know it. That's like their biggest thought. Once you hit like 70, that's all you think about. Like, am I going to die soon?
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm sure there's some funeral directors who've accidentally said to old people, they visit their old friend at a funeral, and the funeral directors accidentally said, hope to see you folks again soon.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.
People go up to, at weddings, they'll go up to a couple and go, hey, you two next? I'd like to see somebody go up to a couple or to an old person at a funeral and go, are you next?
Y'all next? You coming up next? You trying to book an event? I think it'd be cool to do a podcast at a funeral home.
If you'd like to go look at our casket wall and start getting some ideas on prices,
what do you think?
More than welcome to.
What do you think is wrong with those people that work at funeral homes?
I don't know. I think some people, when they get old, they feel a sense of entitlement. I mean, I've seen this even in stores. Old people will just walk in front of you in a line.
Oh,
I'm
dude.
Old. Well, that's fine. You also have 75 items, and I have 2.
Yeah.
So get the fuck behind me, old codger.
This one guy in Ponte Vedra, which is like Richie Rich around here, he fucking like walked into a gas station that I was in line with like another, I'm not exaggerating, probably 11 people. It's busy as fuck, dude. All the registers are open. This guy just walks straight in and goes right up to a register, and everybody was like, "What? Get the back of the line." It was so funny, dude. But they just do that. They think like, this is my motherfucking town. This is my world.
Also, no filter when they're older. I mean, I know right now we're talking filterless, but I think there's a time and a place for that.
Oh, yeah. They also have too
no
much of a filter.
Is just hilarious.
But they also think too much. Like, if you cuss, now you're a bad person. Or it's... I hate it. So, like, honestly, that is the problem. And I work for a lot of cool old people. A lot of them. That's not... Like, there's cool ones out there, don't get me wrong. But... when a shitty thing happens culturally, when it comes to like a racist comment or a shitty driving move or just a shitty opinion, literally 9 times out of 10 that person's old.
Yes, I mean, my grandfather, God bless him, but he used to love, he doesn't do it anymore because of just, I think he's too far gone dementia-wise, but he used to love to tell people how fat they were. He used to love to do that. And he thought it was appropriate. He would just go, oh, putting on weight, huh? And you'd have to, like, go, Grandpa, you shouldn't say that to people, you know?
Has anybody ever, like, gotten mad?
But if they rented a movie where somebody said the F word too many times, whoa!
Oh, yeah, God forbid.
Yes, but go up and tell somebody how fat they are, you know, that's fine. You know, referring to black folks as colored still in the year 2012.
Is fucking crazy, dude. That one is fucking crazy. Dude, the episode I put out yesterday with my ex-girlfriend, if you haven't listened, I don't want to spoil it for you.
I did catch the beginning of it. Unfortunately, I had to shut it off.
She said
it was too offensive. I'm sorry.
She said the N-word, and it was fucking hilarious. It was said in like a racist context. I'm not saying that, you know. I'm not saying it wasn't, but the reason it was funny is because of all the it's funny for all the wrong reasons. She's trying to fucking explain it, walk her way out of it, which you cannot do. If you get accused of being racist, there is not one fucking thing that you can say. At least no one's come up with it yet. There's probably something, like if we sat down and tried to think and like we had like a focus group on like the correct response to being labeled as a racist, but as of right now, no one's figured it out. Every single fucking thing you say makes you sound way more racist. And that's what she did.
The easiest way to tell somebody's a racist is when they say, I'm not a racist, but they're a racist.
Dude, I always do that. Not that, like, on purpose, but I always do shit like that to, like, to fuck with people to get their, like, reaction to it. Just say, like, I'm not saying that, like, whatever, but, you know what I mean? That will, like, people get offended instantly, dude. It is so funny.
Well, it's like Michael Jackson, you know. I'm not a child molester, but I do like to have children come over and sleep in my bed with
exactly.
me, you know?
Ugh, God. How do you feel about Michael Jackson beyond him touching little boys?
I'll be perfectly... I have the thrill... I just washed my mouth and I can't do anything with it. I do have the Thriller album, and I think he's a legendary artist, but I don't know. I was sort of kind of so-so about his music. You know, it wasn't really my cup of tea, but I don't know.
I've never even listened to a song.
I think he just got weird as he got older. I mean,
nah. What makes you think that? What was weird about him?
And the nose, that he kept just like shaving off more of his nose till it got, I don't know. Very strange, man.
What do you think? Like, that's it? Like, I thought he was pretty normal. I thought he got pretty normal. I'm just kidding. That motherfucker's psycho, dude.
Yeah, I mean, he was taking, like, surgical anesthesia to go to sleep.
That's a bold move.
That's... Yeah.
Is that even sleeping?
That's like Elvis shit. Same thing.
Is that even sleeping? You're essentially just unconscious.
Yeah.
What does that even feel like? You just wake up probably feeling like...
Have you been under general anesthesia?
Fuck yeah.
Do you remember what you were like when you came out of it? If you don't, ask the person who was in the room with you.
Yeah. So that's what he's... Is that what he's searching for?
About 10 years ago, and my mother said I was pretty funny, and apparently I was also very annoyed with a nurse, and I called her like a fucking cunt or something.
Oh, wow, dude. I started crying when I saw my family, and because I had like mouth surgery, and I told them that we needed to take down the wallpaper in the bathroom because it looked like shit. We needed to redo it. I was like 10 years old, 11 years old, and I mean, I saw a plane flying backwards. I remember that. And I was like freaking out. I was in the car on the way home, and I was like, "That plane's flying backwards! That plane's flying backwards!" Like, oh god.
You were like that David After Dentist kid. Is this real life?
Dude, honestly, that's one of the funnier things. Which I've never like done this, but I want to do this, is just go on YouTube and search those videos and watch like an hour's worth. Have you seen the girl who thinks she's hanging out with Jesus?
No, I haven't.
She's like, who's in the house? Nah, she's on that after fucking surgery shit, dude. On that Michael Jackson. And she's like, who's in the house? JC's in the house. And then she's like, Jesus Christ. Like going hard, dude. She was like chilling with Jesus for real.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
man.
pretty cool.
That's how you know he's real.
It's pretty cool.
She was hanging out with him. Cool. That's how you know, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's what's great about YouTube is it has opened us up to a world of people in such odd situations that we never would have seen possible. I mean, again, we had America's Funniest Home Videos where you could see somebody's uncle getting hit in the nuts with a golf club, but I mean, it wasn't nothing like YouTube.
Have you
opened up new frontiers? Have
you seen the Cameron video? The after the dentist, it's that kid Cameron, this like fucking hilarious black kid. And,
no, I haven't.
Oh, dude, this is a gem. Cameron, it's the funniest fucking thing, dude. Like, he keeps cussing. He's like, shit. This kid is like fucking 12, dude. He's like, shit. And then he's like driving. He's driving home, and he's like, to every car, he's like, fuck that black car, fuck that white car, fuck that blue car. He goes, oh, there goes a Tahoe. Fuck that car, like going off, dude. And then he gets to his house. And it's like, dude, this is literally one of the funniest moments in YouTube fucking history. He's walking up to his house. It's his grandma and his mom. They're like trying to help him out. He like couldn't get out of the car. It's so worth watching the whole video, dude. And at the end, he's like walking up to the fucking house. And you know those like little ghost things that'll be like hanging up like around, they're like maybe 2 feet tall at most, probably 1.5 feet. They like look like little evil demons that are like flying around.
Or Cousin It or something.
Just some creepy thing hanging by the door. He sees that and he literally goes, what the fuck? Like freaks out, dude. And he like refused to go inside. And it's just like, it's one of the funnier things. Everyone needs to go watch it. And why is it so dumb to explain a video? And why will no one go watch it?
Well, I definitely will go watch it.
But no, dude, you won't though. No, I won't. I'm never going to watch a video unless it's a link. You know what I mean? I'm talking about like when I'm listening to a podcast. I've never watched one of those videos. Is that just me?
No, I think that's true. I mean, you hear so much about what people have seen online. It's kind of hard. First of all, you go about your life, you forget about it.
But I'll still have an opinion on that video. That's the problem.
Yeah, I think it's just we're so saturated with so much content. I mean, I hate to turn this into something serious, but
no, you're
it's
right.
just so hard. I mean, I'll get on a kick where I'll like to watch like police officers getting like owned by people.
Ooh,
which is kind of like
how so?
Because the cop doesn't understand like the First Amendment and the law.
Oh, okay, I thought you meant like
just
punch.
Like walk up to somebody and say, "I want to see your ID," that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or you can't videotape me while I'm on a public street and you're a public official. Of course I can videotape you, like that kind of stuff. And then like the sergeant has to come out and tell the cop like, no, he can videotape you. And the cop apologizes. Those are entertaining. People freaking out in stores. That's great.
That is so funny, dude. Oh my god.
That's there's like with some kid I saw, he's like tearing up a Dollar Tree. He's just like dumping the laundry detergent.
You saw the dude at GameStop?
And like ripping up the toys and like breaking light bulbs and stuff.
You saw GameStop though, what that kid did?
I did not see that one, but I believe that it happened. I mean,
GameStop is one of the worst companies in the United States of America. I hate them. I fucking hate them, dude.
Are you a gamer?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't been at a GameStop in a long time.
They are a ripoff.
I'm kind of old. I only have a Nintendo Wii, and that's all I have.
Hey, that's fine. I barely play my shits, but I will never get anything from GameStop, dude. That motherfucker. I went there.
I don't know. Do you guys have independent stores in your area? Because we've got a shit ton of them for some reason.
Like there was, and then they closed. Yeah. There were two of them. There was one called Game Force. That was like a staple of being a kid growing up, and then they closed. And then there was this place called Rhino Games, and they stayed open for a little while, and then they finally closed. I'm sure there are, because Jacksonville's literally like the biggest city in the United States in terms of land area. So I'm sure there's a couple that I don't even know exist, but not in my immediate area.
Well, shout out to Oogie Games in the Western New York area. They're making a killing of it.
I think honestly, like, it would work here. You know, there's so many people.
You know, forget this wallpaper shit. Open up a game store and run it the way it should be run.
Yeah. I'm gonna take my wallpaper monopoly and turn it into games.
Studio there. You have studio space. That'd be great.
Mm-hmm. I have no one else sells wallpaper for a really long distance.
Do people even? I mean, I'm surprised people are still buying wallpaper. I thought that was kind of old school.
If I told you how much money we made a month in wallpaper, you wouldn't believe me.
I'm sure you do. Yeah. I guess there's still a market for it.
It's insane, dude. I do wallpaper fucking, and this isn't me. This is the company making the money. If I did wallpaper, let's say I work 7 days a week, which happens about 2 of the 4 weeks in a month. I will do wallpaper 5 or 6 of those days.
Now, you also do painting?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you prefer, painting or wallpaper?
Painting's easier, and I'm like, I'd rather do wallpaper because the money's better, but painting's easier.
Mm-hmm. Now, are people still buying like wallpaper where it's like
No.
Where the
vines.
It's a watering can and flowers.
No.
And then you have to sort of match up the.
No, the papers that are out now are absolutely fucking ridiculous. Like, seriously. It's ridiculous. It's insane, dude. It's not wallpaper. It's more of putting texture on your walls, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, I figured.
With design.
I figured that.
Now, there's still traditional wallpapers, don't get me wrong, and they're modernized and they're cool, but for the most part, we're doing, like, geometry style stuff or, like, damasks that have texture on them. Literally, like, cork. Like, dude, there's soundproof wall. It's insane, dude. Or murals. That's a big thing now. You can take a picture of anything, send it to us. We get the, like, dimensions of your wall, and then that picture is in perfect quality on your wall.
That'll be perfect for you. I mean, when you get your talk show set, you could get, like, a cool Jacksonville backdrop.
Yeah.
And just, you know, you'll know how to put it up. You save a shit ton of money that way. That'll be great.
Oh, yeah, and I'll get it at cost.
When you open your game store.
Exactly.
You put your studio at your game store. And you get your DSLR camera.
I know, dude, and fucking spend all my money.
I'm going to have to fly down to Jacksonville to figure out
Yeah, you can be my tech guy, dude.
Technical advisor.
Honestly, dude, if I haven't...
I don't remember most of the shit I learned in electrical technology, so I will not be doing any wiring.
Dude, if I made $10,000 a month off of this podcast, I would definitely give you 5, and you could just do everything that I don't like doing. If I could do it, that's worth it to me. Half of what I make is worth it to not have to do any video editing, to not have to do any of this level shit, to not have to do anything would be... That's what I say now, but I'm such a fucking psycho, dude.
You know what, though? When you work in this business, the last thing you want to do when you get out of work is go home and do more of it.
Oh, I can only imagine, dude.
Yeah,
I'm talking about if I made $10,000, I'd give you 5 and you wouldn't have to work. This is a month. If you wouldn't quit your job for $5,000 a month to do...
Yeah, I probably would. Although that's not that much more than I'm making now.
Yeah, it's not about how much more. It's like, even if it was less, it's like, damn, this is so fucking easy. $5,000 for one podcast would be ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, keep growing, man. Like I said, take my advice with the YouTube stuff, though.
Oh,
on
yeah.
On how you market that. That's the key. You let your YouTube and your social media set up the podcast. That's how you're gonna bring people in.
Well, I appreciate it, dude. It is 9:00. I have another podcast in 30 minutes. You can't have people follow you. You know, you're secretive. You're YouTube
I'm
Matt.
not secretive. I'm just sort of a mystery man.
That's secretive. I like that. I also enjoyed not telling me, like, your name and stuff and fucking with me over the text. That was pretty funny. Mm-hmm. That was good.
Well, yeah, that's just kind of... Real quick before I go, I got to touch on Doug Marrone.
Oh, yeah, let's talk... Oh, yeah, fuck yeah. Let's talk Jaguars being shitty. Doug Marrone being shittier.
Doug Marrone loves him some Doug Marrone, and that's the biggest problem.
He looks like he loves himself.
He's a 500 coach in college.
How do you get an NFL job like that?
Because the Buffalo Bills in 2013 were desperate for somebody who was not an NFL retread. After coming off 2 middle-aged retread head coaches, they went out and got Doug Marrone to come in from Syracuse University with a 500 record, and foolishly included in his contract that if the owner died, he would have the option after the season to take a 3-day buyout for $4 million, which he exercised.
Of course.
He was calling himself in his second season here Saint Doug because he had a winning record.
He has a Donald Trump complex to him.
Like I said, we were talking. I don't miss the language mangling press conferences where you can't understand. It's like diarrhea of the mouth. He's not a good offensive mind. Nathaniel Hackett took the hit for his.
Dude, Nathaniel Hackett's not either. They're not, dude. I don't even think it's that they're not. It's just this is not meant to be, dude. I don't understand.
Blake, it starts with Bortles, who's not an NFL quarterback.
If you told that to this girl that I'm talking to, she would fucking hate you.
Oh, well.
I tried telling her, dude. I did. I was like, people love Bortles here. People hate Bortles here as well. You want to know a secret? Bortles gets really fucked up. And that's not a secret. Bortles be doing that blow cane. Not what I've seen.
And Marrone?
Marrone, Bortles, and a couple dudes from the University of Syracuse. They all, Marrone still got connections there. That's where they get it from. They get it shipped down.
We were not sorry to see him go, really. I mean, he quit on us, and it's like, you're too good for us. Fine, go the fuck away.
I'm sorry I exposed Blake Bortles. I'm sorry. I take it back. It's not true. If you ever want to come on the show and explain yourself.
But yeah, he's man, that was an interesting 2 years. Do
you miss Tyrod Taylor?
Not really.
I really thought he was going to do good this year. I was watching Hard Knocks.
That shit show.
You don't like that show?
No, I just mean watching it. You're watching a shit show.
Oh, yeah. I was like, dude, I kind of love that show. You're crazy. Wow. I was like so wrong, dude. I drafted Tyrod Taylor in my fantasy league. I was like, he's a sleeper.
After 3 years, I saw the climax of his career, and it was never going to get any better. Plus, you drafted a rookie quarterback. You don't need Tyrod Taylor, who really is not He's not Michael Vick. He's Michael Hack. He's not a passing quarterback. So you just move on. I mean, if he's not part of your future plans, you move on. And Josh Allen has had a decent rookie season. I mean, the guy's got a rocket for an arm. I mean, he threw a 75-yard touchdown pass 2 weeks ago as a rookie when he's about to get smothered by – it was the Jags game. I don't know if you remember that play.
No, I'm done. I'm not doing this myself.
He threw a 75-yard pass to Thompson. So, yeah, I mean, he's young. Hopefully he can clean up some of his inaccuracy issues. We'll see. I mean, this town has been desperate for a quarterback since Jim Kelly.
Yeah, literally.
Flashes of Doug Flutie in the late 90s, and then
I forgot about Doug Flutie, man. Fuck. How about that? Remember that game where y'all lost to the Titans?
Yeah, the Music City Miracle. Yes, I do remember that. Thank you. Thanks for bringing it up,
dude. So you're a loyal fan.
It was a forward pass, by the way.
For sure.
There was no way the officials were going to overturn that in Tennessee in front of those fans.
I also hate Tennessee more than anything.
It's physics. That was a forward pass. Then Drew Bledsoe was here for a while, and so that was kind of interesting. Then we thought we had it right with Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Fitzmagic, yeah.
Went up in flames.
No, that wasn't happening.
I don't know. I've seen somebody coach. In my lifetime, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 head coaches, 2 interim head coaches, 2 owners, 4 general managers, and a partridge and a pear tree. I mean, it's just
unreal, yeah.
In that span of time, I think the Pittsburgh Steelers have had 3 head coaches and 2 general managers. So
Oh yeah, they're solid.
there's some.
They keep their shits together. That's why it works. You got to trust something.
They also suck at the right time and draft good quarterbacks, and then they're set for like 100
True,
years. So.
true. Yeah, very true.
Oh,
So
all right, CJ. Man,
last
well,
thing,
I
last
will
thing,
let you
last
wrap
thing,
this
last thing.
puppy up.
Don't you dare, don't you dare. Last thing.
Okay.
Okay. So I love the Jaguars. Okay.
Mhm.
I'm not watching them not because they're not winning. This is why I'm not watching them. It's because why am I going to ruin my Sunday to watch that shit? Even if they win, it's going to piss me off.
I have a different take, not about the Jaguars, but about the Bills. And this is what I always say to people, and I think it's very appropriate. Being a Bills fan is like having a child with ADHD. They upset you constantly,
Ooh.
but you still love them.
I like that. I like that. I don't know. I feel like I'm
It's
coming
also-
off as a
it's-
bandwagoner,
it's a
and I'm
gen-
not.
it's a-
I like them my entire life. I was wearing a Jaguar beanie earlier. I still fucking like them, but I get it. I see that they're not good. I'm not gonna fucking do this to myself, dude. I don't want to ruin my every Sunday.
It's also a generational thing.
I don't give a fuck about sports, dude. I barely even watch college football this year.
No, but for me, it's a generational thing because having had a team since 1960, it's a 3-generation thing for me.
I'm the first
so,
generation.
Like, my grandfather was an adult, and my dad learned to be a football fan. Well, I mean, my dad was 3 when the Bills were founded.
That's all he knows.
So he's been
yeah.
a fan his entire life.
Mhm.
So, I grew up, and the weird thing is, when I first understood like football, not even really understanding the mechanics of the game, but knowing that like my town had a team, the team went to 4 Super Bowls in a row.
Boom.
So, and lost all 4 of them.
Classic.
But the thing is, it's just always been like around. So it's really hard. I have shut it off if it's gotten so out of hand and I'm getting really frustrated. But I try to just take a perspective like, I'm going to watch it. I have no control over it. And I don't play fantasy football.
Mhm.
So I don't let that interfere with – that's why I don't play, because I don't want what happens to my team or any other team to impact my viewing experience.
Oh, yeah, dude. That'll fuck with you.
I'm cool with just I'll watch the game. I'll watch a couple. And I don't watch every game. Like, I watch maybe 2 or 3 games a week. That's enough. I don't need to watch all of them.
Oh, yeah,
Sometimes, and the Thursday night games, sometimes they're such a piece of shit, it's like not even worth watching.
They do horrible scheduling.
Like,
It's the Jets versus the Browns.
Browns 49ers. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah, sounds great. Let's play that. Yeah.
Who's gonna win? Shit or vomit. I mean,
Literally, dude. It's like, I just, last thing I'll say here is, how in the fuck are there like, how many kids do you think are spending their entire lives trying to be quarterbacks in the country right now? 1 million?
I think there's plenty. The
Realistically,
number that will
100,000.
That'll even be playing quarterback on their high school teams is minimal.
Exactly.
And then at college, I mean, I think it's when you're just playing in the backyard, it's a fun position to play.
My point is, how the fuck are there this many people dedicating their life to being a quarterback, and there's like 5 good ones. Name 6. You cannot name 6 actually good franchise quarterbacks. Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, Phillip Rivers, who's a piece of shit, Tom Brady. You
Ben
can't really say.
Roethlisberger.
Yeah, Roethlisberger.
Maybe Goff, Jared Goff.
Yeah, maybe.
I wouldn't include Russell Wilson in there. I think that was gimmicky and that
Yeah.
went on long.
See, that's what I'm
long
saying.
enough.
Like, it's hard. Like, even everyone now is not a guaranteed. That's insane. There's 31 teams.
Dak Prescott, I wouldn't include him in there anymore.
Fuck no.
I mean, the Cowboys have had a better season, but
Zeke.
I don't know.
Zeke is nasty, dude. That motherfucker runs like a. He's
But
just
I think
nasty.
the game has changed. I mean, if you're talking pure pocket passers, Brady, Roethlisberger,
Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees. that's kind of it. I mean,
Phillip Rivers is good. I hate him, but he's good.
Rivers is good, but I think he's on a second tier.
He has 19
I've never
kids.
thought Flacco was anything special.
Fuck no.
Hell
no. Yeah. He sucked, dude. He didn't suck, but like
he's
you don't build a team around him.
He's not great. I don't know if he deserves to be in. I don't think he'll be in the Hall of Fame. I don't think he deserves it.
No, there's no way.
Matt Flynn or Matt Ryan rather. I think Atlanta is one of the most overhyped teams in the league every year.
Every year, it's the market.
It's the market.
It's a big market.
It's a large market. They're supposed to be good. Well, look at the Jets. They're the largest market. And they suck.
They suck. Yeah.
Eli Manning doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame.
I think he does. He gave me good moments. I don't like him at all, but he gave me good moments.
What? Because your fantasy team did good?
The Super Bowls.
Yeah, that's true.
Those are like
they did beat the Pats.
Those are Hall of Fame throws. Also Hall of Fame catches, but like that throw the second time they beat the Patriots down the sideline was like pretty good. Like I remember it, you know.
But if you go back to quarterbacks that played like after the AFL NFL merger, like I don't think Terry Bradshaw belongs in the Hall of Fame. I don't think Joe Namath belongs in the Hall of Fame. If you look at their stats, they weren't that good. People say Peyton Manning, greatest of all time. I totally disagree. Tom Brady, in my opinion, as much as it pains me to be in the AFC East, is the greatest quarterback of all time.
Dude, I mean, when it comes down to it, maybe, like you just said, it's the fantasy thing. Like, oh, Peyton Manning, great fantasy. If it's the last drive of the game, it's not that Peyton Manning's not going to throw. Like, it's that Tom Brady's just going to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's also it's the system, too. It's a great system. That's the thing. It's a big thing. There's a bunch of factors going on, you know? Like, there's play calls and all this different stuff, and I just think Brady is the best ever. For sure that I've ever seen.
Waiting for the day that he either gets injured like Favre and it's over, or he retires, because it's never going to be on an even par in the AFC East. You're always going to be playing from behind in the AFC East until he's gone. I mean,
how many more years left?
I don't even think Belichick is really. I mean, Marv Levy was a great head coach for the Buffalo Bills. When Jim Kelly retired, they went 6-10. So, you know, it's Brady. I think that's 80% of it. I think Belichick's a very good coach. I think he's a good, good game planner, but it's Brady.
Yeah,
and again, it pains me to say that.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's not like he has a bunch of fire-ass fucking wide receivers catching the ball. You know what I mean? Like,
even when he hasn't had good wide receivers, I mean,
that's what I'm
Gronk.
saying.
I mean, Gronk's the greatest tight end to play the game
for sure
from this area, which adds insult to injury.
I didn't know he's from there. That's funny.
Yeah, he's from here. Yeah, it's a guy.
He looks like a big Nordic Viking.
He's a buffoon.
He looks like the biggest Polish person that's ever been alive.
But he's a good tight end.
Yeah, I feel like to be tight end, that's what you got to be. Like the best, because that's such a hard-hitting position. You got to go over the middle. You got to make all these blocks. You got to kind of you got to be a Gronk. Like that's a perfect last name. He looks like he's Gronk.
Well, his last name is Gronkowski.
Yeah, of course.
Polish.
That's why I said. I literally just said he's the biggest Polish person of all time, Matt. You just weren't listening.
Oh my god, CJ.
What's worse, buddy? What's the worst race?
What's the worst race?
Polish.
This is a very heavily Polish area, and having been around some Polish people,
pretty sure I'm Polish.
They can live up to the stereotype.
What is the stereotype? I think it's I know it, like Polak.
Kind of buffoonish.
It's so funny, dude.
It's they make a damn good pierogi, I'll tell you, or pierogi as they say.
Oh, pierogi.
Pierogi. I don't know. Irish, they're drunks. The Italians, we kill people.
What about the blacks? No, I'm just kidding.
Let's not go there.
Honestly, what's your favorite race?
My favorite race?
Like just meeting a random person. Let's be real here. You just meet a random fucking person. It'd probably be a fun time comparatively if it's like a typical black dude or a typical white dude. I'm going with the black guy.
I've always found.
I'm not even like lying.
I've always found like Hispanic and
Oh, is he?
and Asian folks to be very interesting.
I disagree on the Asian, but yeah.
I'm stereotyping, but I find Asians generally, especially those that are not nationally born, those that have emigrated, very difficult to talk to. They completely understand you. They just can't talk to you. And then those that are are born either that they're first generation American, or they were like adopted.
They usually wear Supreme
to be
shirts.
Some of the funniest, like craziest people that I've ever been around. Like they're hilarious. Like I don't know if it's genetic or what, but they just are so not the typical stereotype.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the Asian driver is like going 20 miles below speed limit in the left lane.
But really,
These
it's Fast
people
and
are
the
like,
Furious.
yeah, let me get my Camaro and put the superchargers on and go nuts. So again, that's stereotyping. I don't like to do that, but I do find that interesting.
Well, this has been Alt-Right Radio. Thank you for listening.
Yes, I am Rush Limbaugh. Talent on loan from God.
That's actually a good Rush Limbaugh. Have I told you that I hate the Democrats lately? Have I let you know?
The drive-by media is accusing me of taking 25 Oxycontin a day.
He really does say that.
Which is true.
He nailed that. I'm going to let that be there.
Deaf because I took too many Oxycontin.
I'm sorry. I had a pain pill problem. I didn't know. I just do Oxycontin every day. It's no big deal. He is a fucking dude. To listen to that is really challenging.
His job, he has one job. It's to scare gullible white men as they get into their trucks at lunchtime. That's his job. Dude,
well, the fact that Sean Hannity had to say that he is an opinion source and not a news source is fucking hilarious, that he still is like doing his job.
Well, Hannity has called himself a journalist in the past.
No, he had to stop. Like recently, after Trump won, he went on 60 Minutes and had to like come out because all these people were believing everything that he was saying. Obviously, it's pretty clear. Like, look that up.
I will have to look that up
because it's pretty funny. Like, he's like, people know this is my opinion. This is my opinion. I'm an opinion source. It's like, yeah, you shouldn't say it as a fucking fact.
He also reads Trump his bedtime story every night.
I was just listening to him with my dad the other day. He literally goes, and now this is from Hannity's secret sources, and then just makes up this. Dude, when I say it's a entire segment, it's like they get back from commercial. He says, now here's Hannity. We just got these secret sources. They just came in. Hannity's secret sources. And then literally the rest of that segment till the next commercial just rambles on about all this bullshit about how the Democrats are doing this and that and they're trying to ruin this country. And he says, and it's all right here, like saying it like it's facts. Dude, I don't like the Democrats. I don't like the Republicans. I think they're all a bunch of fucking, honestly, they don't give a fuck about this. The Democrats act like they do. The Republicans are like, we only care about specifically money. Either way, I don't like it. And then the Republicans happen to be super pro-life. How fucking perfect is that, you know?
Well, their pro-life extends to from conception to 9 months.
That's it.
That they don't want to hear about it.
No taxes. We're not helping anyone.
No Head Start, no school lunch. If you're pre-born, you're okay. If you're preschool, you're fucked.
Deal with it. That's the thing. Don't come running to me when they come gunning for you, baby. All right, well, we did it. An hour and 23 minutes. I have to do a podcast in 11 minutes. Sweet. All right, Matt, you got me. You got me to go long. You did it. Good job, dude.
All right, thanks, man. It's been fun.
All right, don't hang up. I'll say bye to you off this.
Okay.
All right, here's your ending words of wisdom. I'll be right back for the outro.
Wasn't it Oppenheimer who said that any man whose mistakes take 10 years to correct is quite a man? Mine have taken 35. And that is the gun you used to kill Arnold. You were always drawn to it, so I had Bernard leave it somewhere where you would find it. Thought you might want it back. You're probably right, Dolores. Michelangelo did tell a lie. See, it took 500 years for someone to notice something hidden in plain sight. It was a doctor who noticed the shape of the human brain. The message being that the divine gift does not come from a higher power, but from our own minds. Tell me, Dolores, did you find what you were looking for? And do you understand who you will need to become if you ever want to leave this place? Forgive me.
All right, everybody, there it is, your ending words of wisdom from my favorite show, maybe ever. It's Westworld. I am rewatching it right now. I just watched the first episode of season 1. I've already watched the show in its entirety, or at least it's 2 seasons that are out now. And I gotta say, it's better the second time. It's one of those shows that's just so fucking good. I'm so excited to continue watching it. But anyways, thank you very much for listening to episode number 285 with YouTube Matt. Shout out YouTube Matt for being such a great guest, and shout out you for sticking around this long listening. Couch Talk has been on fire as of late. We have done 3 guest episodes in a row. That is 7 hours of content for the free, and it's only Wednesday. I'm going to be giving you another episode tomorrow, and then another episode on Friday. And yeah, it's Wednesday right now, so yeah, there's only 2 more days this week. You're getting episodes, don't you worry. So we're going to be talking about 9 hours of content this week at least, and if you want to show your appreciation, you go to patreon.com/CJ Couch Talk. You hit that donate button. You want to don't have the money, you just want to let me know you love it, go to Instagram, follow me, and just DM me and be like, dude, I fuck with the podcast. That is at CJ Couch Talk. If you have any questions, comments, insults, or would like to be a guest, the email is cjcouchtalk@gmail.com. I am so fucking ready to relax right now. I was trying to convert the video for episode 283. It's a 3.5 hour long video. I edit the entire fucking thing down. It's perfect. It's uploading, turning into a file onto my computer, which I then can upload to YouTube. And I swear to God, right before it finishes, it says that it cannot convert to video, and then it deleted all of the editing progress that I made. So sorry if you are Fuse the Illest right now and you're listening to this, but I am not able to release that tonight. It is 9:44 p.m. I'm about to do another podcast, and I just can't do it. So I'm very sorry, but shout out Bluff God for this beat. I'm going to be giving you a YouTube video and another episode tomorrow, so don't you worry. I love you.